Women's basketball is continuing to grow, and there's big momentum, and I think it's special to be a part of a movement.
Because of this great movement that's happening, it's going to be fun to watch and even more fun to be a part of.
Female and non-binary athletes have always had to push our own envelope. We've always had to speak for ourselves. I don't think we set out to conquer the world, just trying to make our own league better, trying to make our own sport better, and hope that it trickles down, because we know how much influence sport has.
For the first time in franchise history, the Chicago Sky are WNBA champions!
As the popularity of women's basketball continues to rise around the world, there remains a void here in Canada. It's one that Drake recently championed, hoping to turn the 6 upside down, but not with a 9, instead with a W.
It gives us great coverage if he wants to speak on it, but he needs to act on it. It's easy to say that we need a league here, but if he actually wants to step up and help, that would be ideal.
I feel like Canada's always, put underground compared to America. All the expectations and all the standards do come from America. Now we're getting an opportunity to have a Toronto team or a Canadian team. That'd be huge.
We have such a strong, passionate basketball community here in Canada, and so I know the support would be there. I would love to have a team, and maybe eventually a league, because having the league is where we continue to push women's basketball in Canada forward. That's where the development aspect comes in.
With no domestic league at home in Canada, many of these women must pack up and leave their lives behind in order to chase their hoop dreams abroad.
There's so many leagues around the world. There's no jobs for us in North America, so we're forced to go overseas, and as much as traveling is amazing and we get to play basketball and we get paid for it, it's challenging and it's hard being away from family, it's hard being away from friends. To have a domestic league or somewhere to play in Canada would be a big difference maker, and I would be all in.
From a selfish perspective, I would love that, because that would mean I could actually stay home and do what I love instead of having to always go hop on a plane and go halfway across the world.
If we were able to have a domestic league here, I don't think many of us would be going overseas to play. The goal is to stay here and play and have a league, so I think that's the goal for all of us.
Women's basketball is growing and receiving more exposure in the media, but when it comes to inspiring the next generation of girls and boys, there's no question that seeing is believing.
Young girls can actually see, and young boys too, can actually see professional athletes who are competing in their home country. That's something that they can aspire to and be like, you know what, when I grow up, I want to be just like them, know that I can do what I love and stay home and do it.
It will just help continue to grow the sport and grow women's basketball and help inspire the next gen to see what they can do through the sport of basketball. So hopefully that happens before I'm ready to retire.
It'll give girls and boys first-hand view of passionate, strong, competitive women. Allowing girls firsthand to see who they could be matters. But also I say little boys, because it takes those perceptions of women in strong, dominant roles for us to continue to change society, for us to see that women can be whoever they want.